Hello everybody, welcome back to some Fallout 4. Now, continuing from where we left off last time, we got two more quests that I want to try and get out of my log. One is to defend Greentop Nursery.
That's right. What's the trouble here?
Super mutants came through a few days ago. Only a few of them, but they did a lot of damage before we managed to drive them off.
It was only a miracle that nobody got killed. But I'm afraid they'll be back with reinforcements this time. We barely held them off the first time. We'd appreciate anything you can do to help us defend ourselves.
Alright, so now this is the same as the last one that we did. Unfortunately, Kate still doesn't like us helping people, but whatever. Unlike last time, though, I was smart about it, and I actually went and made a new robot to supply line to here, so we won't be running out of supplies. I also did go and get some more ceramic. Now, I don't really care too much about this place, but unfortunately we do have to keep our settlements defended, and I have been rather lax in getting them all set up. Okay, let's get rid of this box. Hear a weird noise, but I don't remember where the whatchamacallits, the spawn points for enemies are in this place. But I don't think that's too much of a surprise. Okay, let's try and line them up based on the walls down there, I guess. I figure if I cover the greenhouse in turrets, that'll probably do the most work. Okay, this side. Glad I went and got like a fuck ton of building materials. It really helps out not having to do that kind of thing on camera. Now, obviously, some of these are basically floating in the air, but...
Huh?
No, here comes the super mutants, but because of the location that we're at... Oop, the car went boom. As you can see, the turrets all have explosive rounds in them. Which means that we're all good to go. Alright, so just to finish off the defenses. Once you get these with explosive rounds in them, I don't know that they're better than the heavy laser turrets. They feel a lot better than the heavy laser turrets, though. Especially since, you know, you don't have to hook them up to power. I don't think that they beat out the missile turrets damage-wise, but that's why I can't talk to her. No, I don't want to harvest.
I can't believe it. We won. We couldn't have done it without your help. The Minutemen came through for us, and we won't forget it.
Alright. Now, I can't remember. Do we have to turn that in, or are we good to go? Yeah, we gotta talk to Preston. Now, this one just says green skin. Oh, right, but we haven't actually went to that settlement yet. So, you know what? We're not even gonna bother with that one. We will go to the castle and turn this into Preston, but I'm not 100% sure that it'll actually successfully do this. Because there is every possibility that... is he outside or is he inside? He is inside. Because there's every possibility that A, he just straight up gives us another quest immediately, or B, after we turn in this quest and go to leave, because we can hear Radio Freedom just while we're here, whether or not we actually have it turned on.
We wiped
may
out
pick
that
up
super
another
mutant
radio.
raiding party. They won't be attacking any more settlements.
Good to hear. One step at a time. We'll make the Commonwealth safe for people who just want to live in peace. Now, as all... always, there's another fire to put out.
No, there isn't. Damn it, he's not going to let me, is he? Not going to let me turn it in unless I...
We wiped out that super mutant raiding party.
So
They
I
won't be
can't
attacking
do it.
any more
This is,
settlements.
to be fair, I kind of knew this would happen, but...
Good to hear. One step
Yeah,
at
see,
a time.
he actually already
We'll
gave
make
it
the
to me.
Commonwealth safe for people who just want to live in peace.
Yeah, see, and now because he gave me the other one. And Somerville Place, though, is another one that we haven't been to yet, so alright. Okay, so we haven't been to either of those. That's the main quest. That one's DLC. That one's DLC. That one's DLC. That one's... we can't do anything with. And that... Alright, so we've actually cleared out everything that I wanted to, because unfortunately we will be stuck with the Minuteman quests, but what can you do, right? I mean, outside of downloading a mod that gets rid of them, but, you know. Okay, what is this place? This is University Point. Andrew Station is there. So we want to go here, then. So yeah, until Kate gives us her perk, we'll just start clearing.
Someone or something
Oh.
is playing games with us.
Yeah, we'll just really.
You know
There you
how to
go.
show a
Swing
girl a
that
good
bat.
time.
Kind of want to change out her weapon just to something that swings faster because she keeps getting staggered out of her hit. Because she does more than enough damage. I mean, she definitely does more than enough damage, but it's still, you know, she has to get in there and wind up. And I give her like a gun, but then I gotta supply her with ammo. And I mean, I know that I probably have more than enough ammo for a few different... Oh, thanks, Kate. I don't know that. Yeah, there we go. Just a door. So yeah, we'll just... There we go. Clear out some locations.
Who's
And
that?
we're gonna...
Oh, hell no!
Show me what you got.
I need some goddamn fire support!
I can shoot through walls. Kind of. Sometimes when the game lets me.
Here, I saved this for you.
Yeah, see, look at how much damage she does.
Tearing you a new one.
And actually, she does better against guys with guns than she does against other melee enemies, which is sad because there are
Whoa, whoa.
very few, if any, guns that have like
Bastard.
a stagger effect.
You're nothing. Nothing.
In fact, I'm not even sure if guns can have a stagger effect, but and even if they do, it may very well only apply to like the melee attack on them. Oops, took off their head. Alright. Now, I don't think that there's anything too important in here. Good God, what a mess this fucking place is. Like, I know that you're raiders and everything, but like, come on. All this mess is definitely makes it harder to move around back here, which means that it's harder for you guys to move around back here. So when somebody like me attacks, I can come in all by my lonesome and wipe you out because you're having issues getting to each other. But yeah, like I said. Oh, also found out something interesting about the game. If you have something in your inventory that's listed as junk, but it isn't, like it's a quest item, which, as it turns out, something made out of ceramic that we picked up, which basically means one of those vases we picked up in the Jamaica Plain treasure room there. Well, that's just weird. Must be a quest item for a quest we haven't got yet. What is with the weird, I guess there's statue part? Because I forgot to go and put them away so that they wouldn't get used, so I'm actually kind of glad that I found this out, because otherwise I would have 100% destroyed those vases that you can't get any more of in the game. But yeah, if you're trying to build something and the only thing that you have, or I guess it's just if you're carrying something, maybe it isn't just if they're the only things you have. But if you're carrying something that uses the materials that you need for that item, so in my case it was a new robot, which is why I'm assuming it was ceramic, because ceramic was the only thing that I didn't have very much
Got it.
of. It'll just tell you that you don't have enough materials for it, even though it'll show that you do have enough materials. It'll still tell you that you don't. And it won't let you build the thing. Hey, a Voltec lunchbox. What'd I win? A pen. Great. To be fair, though, this is like a school, so you would think that there would be a bunch of them, right? Oh, like there. Not that I can get it, although maybe that isn't even there. Because I can't seem to get it out, so... Oh. What I went out of this one? Ah, new Nuka-Cade token. That's perfect. Okay, is there any more? Wow, this is a really, like... Oh, what's that? Oh, just a cup of noodles. A real teacup. Like a really crap location, eh? No more in the lockers. Doesn't look like it. Alright. 2 lunchboxes then? Maybe 3, because this I would very easily believe is like glitched into the ground. And to be fair, if that one's glitched into the ground, there may be more there. But anyway, that was a quick and easy clear. So let's head over to University Point. Let's see. Be south. I think it's that marker there. Yeah. Now the river is in the way a little bit, but yeah. Okay, or a lot, depending on how you want to look at it. I guess they didn't shore up that bank. Emergency frequency found. What's this a frequency 4?
This is an emergency message to all Commonwealth Army soldiers. Emergency protocols 17 Echo Charlie Niner are in effect.
Wow, she survived the headshot.
Motherfucker!
Please proceed to the South Boston military checkpoint parade. Coordinates are
Oh, it's because we're near that military checkpoint again. So you're ahead.
Come on.
And there
You mean
goes
that's
you.
it? Let me
Right,
know
I
if you
forgot
find some
about that
spare ammo.
checkpoint. Right, because I never found a way to shut it off, which was weird. Because most stuff like that you can. What happened to these guys? Like, why do they have so many just like busted robots with them? Like, why are all but one robot with scrap? Yeah, whatever. Continuing on, onward to University Point. Oh god, apparently there's a lot of stuff here. Man, it looks fortified too. I wonder if there's raiders or gunners in here. This could be super mutants. The fortifications, definitely. It's a railroad sign. I don't remember what the heck. A welcome trader. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, this isn't suspicious at all. Oh, yeah, that must be like danger or something, right? Although, I mean, the pen for the Brahmin and everything. Maybe this used to be a nice place and now it's not. I mean, because I feel like if it was a raider trap, I would already be attacked, right? And I mean, they got water and everything. Or I guess that's not water, that's a generator. Hello? Ah, the synths came and wiped them out. I see, I see. Why are they
Engaging hostile
playing dead though?
Time to make a mess. Oh, that must have hurt. Time to have some fun.
Okay, well, I don't think that I have much, if any, synth stuff, do I? Because we actually haven't really been fighting too many of them. Okay, so we do. Oh, we're actually done with sturdy. Oh, okay. All we need is heavy synth stuff, and not the chest piece. So left arm, left leg. We're still missing leather and metal stuff. Although I feel like I may have just not updated those because I do. Ow, ow, ow.
Tearing you a new one.
Oh right, because her
You gotta
weapon
do this
can.
more often.
Right, I forgot that I put the stunning thing on her weapon. Let's get rid of you. Wow, that's gonna be annoying. Let's harvest some razor grains because I doubt that I'll run out any more, but whenever I come across it, I always wanna.
I can wait all day for you to show yourself.
I just want to get it just because, like, it's the one, like, I constantly, whenever I play this game and I start setting up, like,
Well, that was easy.
farms in that, I'd like to have a variety of stuff, and razor grain is usually one that I have a hard time, like, getting a hold of the first little bit of it, you know? To get it really started. Okay. Still the sturdy synth stuff. The league pin. Okay. I mean, this is a pretty big place. I mean, it would make a decent settlement. Oh, what do we got? Metal chest piece, farm hand gloves, leather, metal helmet, Vault-Tec security helmet. Vault-Tec security. I'm gonna take that because that seems like a rather uncommon piece of equipment there. Oh, I watched a new anime. I got a cheat skill in another world and became overpowered in real life as well, I think is the full title of it. It is another one of those ones with like a title that's like, can't you just make a shorter one? Alright, so they clearly don't want me up there because they just removed my ability to jump. Was really good. I really enjoyed it. My only real complaint about it is at the end they did that thing where it's like, now we're gonna cut to show you like a few things that happened after what, like, you know, after, because spoiler alert, there's a big fight near the end of it. Oh, Vault 88, interesting. And Credit Union. And then, you know, they do the thing where it's like, alright, now here's like some of the things that happened after the big fight, and, you know, how certain things turned out, and that kind of, I mean, it doesn't really show, I mean, it shows, I guess, how one thing turned out. And the rest is just stuff that could have happened at more or less any point in the show. Like, the fact that it happened afterwards was like, you know? But the things that happened afterwards,
We should get out of here.
I am fairly annoyed that they were just added in like the supercut there at the end instead of actually giving us like some context around it, or just having us like
That's it.
see what actually took place there. Like a couple of characters met that hadn't met before, and it doesn't really show the interaction, and I feel like the interaction of them meeting would be at least somewhat interesting, you know? And then one of the other characters, they do a thing with them that should have had, at the very least, a significantly
Nice.
more, like, showed us significantly more of what happened. Because it seemed like it would be a rather big deal for what happened to them to happen, and yet they just kind of skip through, and it's like, oh yes, and this character is now doing this, and it's like, what? Like, how did that come about, please? But we just don't get to know, and it's like, but that seems like it would be like an awfully big deal. Okay. Oh, we actually get a unique weapon in this location. Probably back there, I would guess. But yeah, other than that, it was a fairly good movie. I mean, like, I could probably nitpick a few things about it, but probably one of the funniest things there was, though, is that when the show starts, the main character, he's like this fat, ugly guy, right? I'm not saying that to be mean, like that, like, if there was a description for his character, as in he describes himself multiple times, fat and ugly would be it, right? And then after, you know, I don't know, it also, the title also doesn't really make much sense, because it says that he got a cheat skill in the other world and became overpowered in real life, but he really didn't. I mean, the reason he's overpowered has nothing to do with a skill, like with any specific skill,
That's
really.
Looks safe around here, but I'm keeping me gun handy, just in case.
But yeah, anyway, after he levels up for the first time, right? I'm not going to go into too much detail because it'll spoil the show. But yeah, after he levels up for the first time there and becomes overpowered, pretty overpowered anyway. He's not like, I can kill everything in the other world overpowered, but he is like, I can kill almost everything in the other world overpowered, you know? He then goes through what seemed to be a very painful transformation. And then apparently he's just like a god of men. He's like one of those characters where like he walks by people and they're like, oh my god, is he a model? He's so hot. Like he turns down girls that are trying to ask him out, and They just stand there stunned
Well,
because they
well.
talk to like this god of men, and it's hilarious because obviously, you know, he's used to just being like a short fat guy that everybody ignores or ignores at best. Like his best interactions with people before this happened was them ignoring him, which is just sad. But unfortunately does happen. And yeah, so he just doesn't know how to deal with like any of it. Ooh, it's a secret button. Ooh, hoo, hoo. What do we have here? This is, ooh, what is this? Prototype limitless potential.
There we go.
Unlimited ammo capacity. So if you don't know what that does, unlimited ammo capacity, it just basically means that it doesn't need to reload. It's I do believe that the legendary perk that you can find items with that has the same effect is called never ending. So like if I were to give that to Kate and give her all of my fusion cells, or if I were to use it, it's just you would never have to reload it. I think that if you have it out and you pick up more fusion cells, if you want to put them in, you have to reload it. But if once you pick it up, I think you can even just like change it out, like change to another weapon, change back, and it'll be loaded with everything. Progress on the project has been slow so far, mostly because the Dean has been having Professor Campbell tailed to try to figure out where the lab is. Curtis brought up the idea of giving us unrestricted access to the lab, but Professor Campbell said that he needs to make sure things are established and safe first. Thus far, we have trouble in containing the plasmon scattering from the electron beam. I checked and rechecked the professor's calculations, and they seem good, but it just doesn't replicate in our practicals. I don't know what most of that means, I'll be honest. Improved scattering patterns. Progress has improved now that Curtis and I have full access to the lab. My parents think I've gotten a job at the credit union and have been pushing me to go into banking. If they knew Mr. Rivera is actually a sergeant undercover, they would flip. We've been having much better results with containing the plasmons. Is plasmons a thing? Since we decided to try focusing the electron beam down to around 200 nano. I don't know. I don't know what things like that are measured in. I feel like I do know, like it's in my head somewhere, but I like it's just I got nothing. Because like I mean I watched Big Bang Theory, right? Leonard plays with lasers all the time. He probably said what that was at some point. Anyway, the scattering patterns are showing up with much better grouping on the cathode luminescence graph. At this scale, it may not end up being any good for reactor containment, but we might at least be able to improve energy consumption for small industrial or weaponry uses. Can't believe Professor Campbell used my birthday as the password, or that Curtis had to look it up. Why, is Curtis your boyfriend or something? I don't know what's going on out there. Curtis and I were in early on Saturday, so we could try to get through the day's experiments in time to go catch a movie when we heard the sirens. Some sort of EMP knocked out the power for a few minutes, and Sergeant Rivera told us to stay in the lab and not to leave till he gave us the all clear. But it's been 3 days, and we can hear explosions going off. Professor Campbell was supposed to be in around noon, but never showed up, and our friends and parents are out there. Curtis says everything will be okay, but I can see in his eyes that he's just trying to keep it together. We've been in here a few weeks now, according to the date on the terminal. An explosion took out the tunnel to the parking garage just after I made my last log entry. It's quieter, but every few hours we still hear explosions. We've decided to try to continue the research. If we are at war, it might help, and if nothing else, it will help us pass the time. I've been thinking that if we adjust the angle to the parabolic reflector and focus the electron beam even further, it might get us what we need. Professor Campbell had the lab stocked with plenty of food and water, so he should be safe here for at least a few more weeks. Well, yeah, with just 2 of you, right? Time to leave. Small scale seemed to be the right direction. We brought the wavelength down to around 75 nano whatever, and I've been getting nanomicrons maybe, and have been getting a pretty impressive capture rate. Both of the prototypes are running at a much higher capacity. We ran out of food a couple days ago and only have a couple cans of water left, so we have no choice but to leave the lab. We have no idea what we'll find out there or if anyone is still alive, but we've decided to leave one of the prototypes here in case Professor Campbell made it out, so he'd know we finish it. Maybe it's a futile gesture, but Curtis agreed with me. He asked me to marry him. If there's anything left out there, I said yes. Will you marry me? And then step outside. It's like, well, I guess I'll marry you, but doesn't seem to be a huge amount of point left. Whoops, not what I wanted to do. Alright, so then I'm assuming that this is going to be the collapsed tunnel to the parking garage. Yeah. Alright. So whether or not I'll give Kate that rifle, I don't know. Like I said, I do kind of feel like I want to give her a gun. But at the same time, like I said, she does really well with the baseball bat. The only issue is obviously getting staggered when she goes up against certain... I guess technically any enemy type can stagger her since they can hit her like they can punch her with their weapon. But obviously it's mostly melee characters that'll end up doing that to her. So I think she's doing fine with the bat. Alright. Why are these backwards? Whatever. Me and brought to order, discuss funding for additional generator. Bunch of gibberish. 8-1. Oh, Gerald's vault password. Council votes on crop export limits. Export limits capped at 20% of yield. Cody Cole found playing in credit union vault. Council votes to forego punishment. Change vault password. New password is Mirelurk Cates. Meeting adjourned. Oh, so that changed the... Oh, so that could have got us into the vault. I see. Oh, too late. And then on the 12th, special session brought to order. Addresses the town regarding visitor. Claims to be an agent of the Institute. Claims the settlement is in possession of valuable pre-war tech. Heard that it was found by a girl, Jacqueline Spencer. Floor open for discussion. Gladys Maxwell asks how we can be sure this isn't a trick. Pete Owens suggests that Jacqueline be given up to spare the town. Gerald Spencer threatens Pete. Minor fight breaks out. Quickly quelled. Mayor regains order. Issue to be brought to vote tomorrow night. Meeting adjourned. Well, it clearly didn't get brought there. M. Lawson. Mayor Strickland. Betty said that Martha told her you've been having secret meetings with agents from the Institute and agreed to give them our children. Then Will told me he heard that the Institute have a nuke planted somewhere and they are going to detonate it if we don't give them the whole harvest. What is going on? Cole. I asked Martha to wait and see what you and the council figures out rather than going on rumors, but, well, you know how she is. I'm sure you got an earful. I know I have. Look, it's not my place to say really, but I think you'd better try to get ahead of this. Martha and Perry are spreading rumors pretty fast, so you probably better call a town meeting. Oh, M. Cole. What is all this? I've been hearing about how the Institute is going to attack if we don't give them Jacqueline. I understand that your children are grown and moved away, but I have children here. How dare you keep information like this from us? We have a right to know about threats to our safety. Spencer. Bert, I wish you had come to me about this first. My daughter is a smart girl, and you know that. Heck, she's the one who figured out how to wire into the old university mail relay in the first place. What proof do we have that this guy was from the Institute anyway? If she told some traitor she had some valuable data, that guy might be working with your visitor. This is probably just a con, but now you've got Perry involved, and he is going to be out for blood. Then Owens. God damn it, Bert, I can't believe you are hiding behind the council charter at a time like this. That damn Spencer girl is the one who brought the Institute down on us, and if we can't give them what they want, they will wipe us off the map. These kids may not believe in them, but I know your sister was killed by synths. If she doesn't give over the data they want, I say give her to them. They can take it out of her hide instead of ours. It's not very nice, Perry. I understand, but it's still not very nice. Yeah, let's just play it on here, and then we'll eject it.
As head of the town council, I call this meeting to order. In attendance this evening, we have Perry Owens, Gerald Spencer, Sylvia Cooper, and myself, Bert Strickland, as acting council head.
Bert, what is all this about? I've got wheat that needs bringing in.
Yesterday, I received a very disturbing visitor. I managed to record part of the conversation. it's probably best if you all hear it. I don't see anything about that in my records. What was it you said you wanted again? Don't toy with me. We know a girl here found some pre-war data related to energy research, and you're gonna give it to us. I really have no idea what data you think we have. We're just farmers and fishers. I'd be happy to ask around for you. Please, just lower the gun. Look, I'm a reasonable man, but the Institute wants that data. You got 2 days to get it for me, and then we do this the hard way. Oh God, Jacqueline.
What has your daughter done, Gerald?
She's been saying that she was close to finding something in those old terminals she fixes up. But I don't think she actually found anything.
Bullshit. Now, I overheard her talking to that trader last week. Something about getting 10 times the price for something if she sold it in Diamond City.
Look, just let me talk to her. See if she actually has this data or not.
Pete, sit down. We all need to remain calm about this. I need you all to keep this to yourselves for now. The last thing we need is to start a panic.
Alright. So that guy on the tape threatening him, if I had to guess, was probably the same guy that we're after for our main quest, right? Like, that would be my guess. It sounded like him. His name escapes me at the moment. Yeah, and it doesn't give me enough. Alright, well, I don't know. I don't remember his name. I should. They say it often enough in this game, and I've done at least enough of the main quest. Like, I've done his part of the main quest often enough that I should probably know his name off the top of my head, but unfortunately it's just kind of gone right now. But I do have a couple more things to find in this location, though. I am curious, though, if this is going to end up being 2 parts or not, because I feel like we've been running around here for quite a bit. Alright, what is this place? Sedgwick Hall. Okay, let's go. Oh, here we go. Liquor store. There's something here. Sylvia's holotape. Let's see what Sylvia has to say. Do 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 do. Gotta clean this section out after. There it is.
Sylvia, I don't care what Bert
Feeling
says.
nostalgic or something?
People have a right to know
Could always get
what
some
kind of
cat food, I
danger they're in.
suppose.
Look, the youngsters may think the Institute is just a ghost story, but I know you're old enough to remember the attacks. I know you feel for the girl, but she brought the trouble down on us. She and her father need to answer for it. If we give the Institute what they want, or just give them the girl even, maybe they'll leave us alone.
See, now once again, I understand where he's coming from. I may not agree with it, but I also play this game as like a fucking super powerful badass who can take down an army of super mutant behemoths by himself. You know, like, kind of skews things, you know. Play through the game at level 1 on the hardest difficulty, and then you'll probably get a better feeling for how these people would have felt with that, right? Because that's always the hardest thing with, like, the whole put yourself in the other person's shoes, right? Because, I mean, you can obviously do that, but up to a point, right? Like, you can imagine what it's like to, like, be starving, be, you know, crippled, be something, right? But
Nice.
obviously, even that imagination, you trying to put yourself in their shoes, you know, it's like, oh, are they like, what would you do in this situation? You're still making that decision based on your life experience, your morals, your everything, right? Like as much as you can put yourself in somebody else's shoes, you're still not going to understand it. You're still not going to be able to like fully understand where they're coming from, right? Obviously, the more different they are from you, the harder it is, and the closer they are to you, or potentially like what the thing is, you might be able to come close enough, or even like more or less fully understand, like close enough to fully understand it, you know? Because maybe you've had like an experience that's similar but not exact, right? So it's like, I more or less get what you mean.